In the last video, we focused on the principles of practice, or how to switch our mindset into an attitude of gratitude. But now it's all about taking it to the next level and putting it into action. So I wanted to start with this quote from John F. Kennedy, which really hits home. He says, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." This is where we start to walk the walk, or to walk the talk we've been talking about. It's not enough to just state it. So I wanted to give you 5 simple ways to practice gratitude every day. Now, these are not earth-shatteringly new practices, but they are small, micromanageable practices that you can start implementing from day one and start getting immediate returns on your practice. They start from the smaller end and they escalate into larger things so that eventually your entire life is a being of gratitude or an attitude of gratitude. That's our focus here. Step number 1 is to implement a daily gratitude ritual. Now, this is the simplest way to get started. It can be as easy as just uttering the words "thank you" the first thing that you do when you wake up. The point here is to start a habitual practice and to set the tone for your day. If you wake up and the first words out of your mouth are "thank you," then you've already notified the subconscious mind that today we're going to be grateful. This is setting yourself up for success in the simplest of ways. Now, you can add on to this practice, and many people often do, whether it's prayer or meditation or yoga, whatever it is that floats your boat. It's setting up a ritual that you can start your day off with and set yourself up for success, because the next step is where we start adding on to the first practice. This way, each practice builds upon the last, and that way we can start cascading into an attitude of gratitude. So step number 2 is to start a gratitude journal. This is something that's really popular right now and has been for quite some time, but it also doesn't have to be hyper complex. You can get a nice leather-bound journal to give it a sort of a ritualistic feel. You can use just a standard notebook, and there's a bevy of apps on iOS or Android that allow you the ability or the functionality to remind yourself each morning or at set times. My personal favorite is the Gratitude Journal app, where it notifies you each day, hey, write down a few things that you're grateful for. The purpose of this part of the practice is to start actively stating what we're grateful for. This is a way of counting our blessings, like we talked about in the practice module. The point is we're notifying the subconscious mind of the things that we're grateful for. We've already said thank you in our daily ritual. Now we're writing down actively what we're grateful for. You see, writing down what we're grateful for puts us into a presence or a mindfulness. We're no longer thinking about what we didn't get or what we don't have. We're actively participating in the present moment. And that means at a core level, we're practicing mindfulness. Now, if you want to know more about mindfulness, which is a big buzzword right now, we do have a course by Josh Robertson here at Life Grove Academy. But for the purpose of gratitude and our attitude of gratitude, practicing mindfulness is simply about an active participation in rewiring our mindset or our brain. You see, it only takes about 8 weeks or 60 days to ingrain a habit. One of the most miraculous and amazing things about our brains is that it is plastic. You see, they call this neuroplasticity, and if we start to actively change our habits, then we start to rewire the way the brain works. If we can rewire the way the brain works, then our perception of the world and how we operate it in it changes. And therefore, we can start to make huge strides. Laying this groundwork is absolutely critical, because the next phase is to start expressing our gratitude openly and without fear. This is often one of the most difficult areas to master. You see, we need to start to be creative with this. Expressing gratitude isn't only just stating it to the people we love or the people around us. It's about spending time with those that we love. It's about actively participating in their lives by showing them through action that we are grateful for everything that they've brought into our life. It's not necessarily only just about giving either. Give freely and as often as you can, but give with your experience, your time, your thoughts, your words. We can express our gratitude in many ways. such as volunteering or giving to your favorite charity. But the point is to start actively giving, actively expressing. Because the next phase is even more difficult, which is to honor your body, your mind, and your spirit. This phase is all about giving back to yourself, self-care, so that you can better express your gratitude to others. Now, this part can be a little tricky because what do I mean by honor your body, mind, and spirit? In what ways are you truly expressing and living your gratitude? Your body is a temple. It is the primary vehicle of your experience on this planet. In what ways are you taking care of your body? In what ways are you taking care of your mind? And in what ways are you enriching your life by seeing the spiritual side of everything? There are simple ways to do this: yoga, meditation, qigong, simple diet changes, eating healthier, going to the gym, whatever it is that floats your boat. You see, once we start doing this, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity, and it can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, or a stranger into a friend. So long as we practice the principles and back them up with daily micro habits, like we've mentioned here in this video, an attitude of gratitude is well within our grasp.